Guys, so I got some old videos that I saved a while ago, okay? And I really want to show you one of these. Okay? This one in particular. Alrighty, this one is insane. So, because vegan deterioration checked on some of the sugar diet people, and a few of them that I remember aren't even doing the diet anymore. Maybe we might react a little bit more to Victoria. If you'd like me to do that, Sugar by Victoria. I mean, because let's face it, she's not Nutrition by Victoria. She's anything but a nutritionist. But okay, yeah. So I'm going to call her Sugar by Victoria. And if you'd like me to do that, yeah. Let's do this one first. These are insane. I don't know why she does these. I'm just gonna load it here. Oops. I went out of it. Boop.
If I were trying to eat.
Let's see. Who would want to do a diet like this? Watch this. I understand, okay, you're poor, like actually poor. But if you're not poor, honey, how many subs do you have? You have over 600K subs. 600K subs, and you have to make videos about eating for $1 a day? That's a little bit stupid, don't you think? You clearly would have monetization, right? I'm on premium, and I'm very certain you have monetization. I hate ads. I don't hate ads because of you. I hate ads because I hate ads. I mean, who doesn't? But you have enough to buy premium and then some. Come on, girl. You don't need to buy $1 a day meals because you have 666K subs. Okay? This is bull. You are full of bull. Okay?
If I were trying to eat off of $1 a day, the first thing I would do is not come to a grocery store. The first thing I would do is contact my local churches and anything in my community that offered free food. Something like a food pantry, a senior center that does lunches, maybe a VFW. I would.
Your name is like Frugal Fit Mom. Why do you need to be frugal? I'm sure you have tons of ads. You get tons of support because you have 666K. So I'll never get over this, guys.
Contact my school.
I didn't even think about that part.
Schools, my city, the sheriff's department, the local library. All of these places are going to know about local programs in your area specific.
What if they're not good enough? Or what if there are people taking advantage of these programs? Because we have that going on here in Canada. I see it happen mainly in places like Toronto and Ontario. Toronto is in Ontario, but it's like, the capital, right? But like, I see it happen in Ontario. I see it happen in probably BC too, I would imagine, right? Because BC, Ontario, and Montreal are where the big things happen. Those are the parts of Canada that get the most news. There are people that take advantage. There's a guy that lives here in my area that takes advantage of them. He is severely, super duper, extremely, horrifically, morbidly obese, and he wastes his money on things he shouldn't be wasting money on. And he will often go down to the food banks and eat that food when he runs out of his food because he has no freaking money to pay for his own food anymore because of what I just mentioned. So, there are people like him that take advantage. Yeah. So, how do we know those programs are good when, I'm not saying it's the program's fault, but they might not be very good if they don't have measures in place to protect from people like that.
to you because I don't believe that anyone should go hungry ever. If I had to eat on $1 a day, this is what I would do. And
but your name is Frugal Fit Mom. All right. You're talking like you don't do this? Did someone ask you to do this video? I don't know, man, like...
I thought it would be really interesting to try this at 2 different stores because I know not everyone has access to a Walmart or an Aldi or a kind of inexpensive store, so I am here at a more expensive store. This is a Kroger store, it's called Fred Meyer, but the best thing about stores like this is they have things on clearance. We're gonna call it sticker shopping. So if you want to do some sticker shopping, the most obvious places to come is the bakery clearance right here. The perishable foods, this is going to be milk, eggs, butter, meat. For this, I will assume that you have salt and pepper at least at your house and some kind of oil, vegetable oil, bacon fat that you had left over, butter. So I'm not going to lie to you. After meandering this store for 20 minutes, even your standard basics at this store, the cheapest container of oatmeal, $3.
Yeah, you can't buy food for $1 a day anymore. Whatever made you thought this was a good idea to try?
The cheapest 1 pound of dried beans, almost $2.
See? You're not going to be... This is not achievable.
I found a bunch of clearance proteins. The cheapest I could find was about $3.11 for 1 pound of ground turkey, which is essentially half my budget for the entire week. Here's what I did find is some taco seasoning, 45 cents on clearance, whole loaf of bread, 90 cents. It's not looking good, friends.
Of course not. Of course not. I understand that maybe some people would only have $1 a day to spend, depending on their living conditions. But you're talking about, like, I don't know, and your channel name is Frugal Fit Mom. Doesn't frugal mean you are trying to, like, I don't know. I get, like, okay, there is an aspect to it that's like, let me just... Okay, I was right about what I thought frugal meant. Your name is Frugal Fit Mom. Are you actually... Because I don't think you would name your channel that if you weren't that yourself. 666k subs, an embarrassment to all of society.
Not looking good. Can I get out of here for $10? Can I get a 10? Can I get a 10 in the audience?
I don't know, ma'am. I don't know, ma'am.
I have 4 ingredients. I'm at $5.
See? See? I'm telling you, this is not what you can do. You can't do it this way. You know you can't.
The inflation is real, friends. It is real. Listen, I used to do eating for $1 a day videos, but it was like 4 and 5 years ago. Can it even be done anymore with variety without getting tired of what you're eating?
No. I know this was done back in like 2024, but you have 666k subs. You could afford a smorgasbord. I don't even know how to properly say the word, because it's not a word I use very often. So yeah, you could afford a breakfast on a yacht. What are you talking about?
What in the wide world of sports is going on? I go with the pinto beans. Dang it, and I just blew my whole budget. I had 5 ingredients. 5 ingredients, I'm over $7.
Yeah, well, yeah. Exactly.
Just because I can't help myself, I came to Dollar Tree to see how much cheaper I could get some of the products that I got at Kroger. Now,
what? You're lucky if you'll get anything past candy. Like, it's gonna be all candy, and because we have dollar stores, they're called Dollarama here. I'm not saying that I'm proud of the way the system is now, but yeah, no.
I get comments all the time about the waste of gas and time driving from store to store to store. In this case, the Dollar Tree is in the same parking lot as the Kroger. So, like, I walked here and it took me 1 minute. Okay, rice and beans section, just because I know that it's cheap here.
I don't know if I would look. Okay, so my friend went to Dollar Tree. He lives in the US, okay? He went to Dollar Tree one time and they bought like these, what were they? They bought this fish, okay? They were eating it and he said it did kind of taste a little weird, but it was kind of hard to tell because of spices and other stuff on it. Everybody got sick the next day. They were lucky, okay? Guys, just don't buy food from here.
Pounds of rice for $1.25, brown or white rice. So this would have saved me 50 cents to buy the rice here, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're spending $10, 50 cents is, what's that, 5%? 5% savings, that's significant. Here's the other thing that I
That's not very much.
couldn't find at the other store were tortillas for about $1. These, oops, that one's open. So these are down to a pound. They used to be 2 pounds, but it is $1.25 instead of $1.79. So between the rice and the beans together, I've saved $1, which on my $10 spend is 10%. That's 10% savings. Oh my gosh. Okay, that one's really, really open. Okay, oh no.
She made quite a mess when she hit them bleachers.
The pasta's a better deal.
Why do people do this? Put friggin' movie clips in their videos. It's not like that Carnism is Cancer channel where half their channel is basically movie clips. Carnism is Cancer, you might want to change your channel name to, Cinema something. Cinema Girl. I don't know. Just a thought.
Because they are 20 ounce boxes for $1.25 instead of 16 ounce.
See, I would never buy from here either, only because if you're finding open packages, she found 2 packages that were open. You wouldn't want to eat that. Just saying.
20 ounce boxes for $1.25 instead of 16 ounce boxes for like $1.89. 1 pound of oatmeal for $1.25. So this would have been cheaper than the bread and peanut butter that I picked up. You could always just get Pop-Tarts. Here is my entire grocery haul from Kroger, not including the switch outs from Dollar Tree. This comes out to $1.65 per day for a week. If I had switched some things out for Dollar Tree, I would have saved probably $1.50, bringing my total to about $1.44 per day. So pennies when you think about it, day per day, but this is with no food pantry, no family crisis center, no box of food from a church, no nothing. So what the heck am I gonna make with this? I'm so glad you asked. Let's get cooking. I'm getting started cooking my beans. It's gonna take the longest to cook out of everything. So I took these pinto beans and rinsed them in the sink with some cold water. I just wanted to check to make sure there were no stones or anything. I didn't see anything, rinsed off the dirt, and
You gotta boil those. Are they already boiled? Probably not. And I
haven't soaked these overnight or anything, but I'm gonna throw them in my Instant Pot and put a significant amount of water in here. I'm doing like a whole pitcher.
Girl. I'm gonna check to be sure you're still alive after, this is... My friend, again the same friend, he once had Taco Bell, and I guess The taco that he had that day had pinto beans, and again, same incident. Got sick the next day. Bad. Yeah, it was bad. So no, I don't think that's ever gonna be good enough. You gotta soak them.
Of water. So far, there's nothing in here yet. Oh, this one's floating. So that one's kind of gross looking. I'm gonna take that one out. And the secret to making really
I would not just go by if they're floating. A gross looking, okay. But other than that, no.
really good beans in the Instant Pot is to season them. So my favorite thing to do are the little chicken bouillon cubes. I don't have any of those right now, but I do have this chicken powder and some seasoned salt, which I also don't have, but I do have this like all-purpose Julio seasoning. You could totally skip this step, but it will require you to use quite a bit more salt later. And let's do like a teaspoonish amount of like the seasoned salt. And remember, these beans, they have no flavor at all. So if you don't like beans, maybe they haven't been seasoned enough.
No, I don't like beans because they can poison you badly. And yes, I know cocoa's a bean, okay? But I'm talking these kind of beans.
A little bit of this, just to get it combined. And you can get Instant Pots for so cheap these days. They go on sale, new ones, all the time on Amazon or wherever.
I wouldn't take cheap turnarounds though. I say cheap in terms of like time. Does that even make sense? I don't know. I wouldn't cut any corners with dealing with pinto beans. I'm sorry. Not sorry. No, do not take any turnarounds. Don't cut corners when you're preparing something like pinto beans. If you're gonna eat pinto beans, do not do this.
Also seen them at thrift stores.
Soak them for, I don't even know how long, but you gotta soak them for a very long time. Some people say 8 hours, some people say 24. I don't know.
Seen them on Facebook Marketplace for as low as $30. So I'm gonna make sure that it is on.
What's singing in the background? You got some fancy schmancy stuff, Miss Frugal Fit over here.
Seal. And on this side, I just have your very basic.
Here, well, let's go back for a moment. Some making a little bleep bleep bleep. Kind of.
Seen them on Facebook Marketplace for as low as $30. So I'm gonna make sure.
Bleep. Miss Frugal Fit over here with some fancy schmancy, jingly, sing-songy, machinery. Yeah, Miss Frugal Fit over here. Yeah, you're not frugal, are ya? If you were, you wouldn't be doing this. Or maybe you spent all your money on this fancy schmancy crap, and now you're broke.
Sure that it is on seal. And
sorry, this kind of stuff. If you don't feel the need to be frugal, then don't be. When I don't feel the need to be frugal, I'm not. I splurge, baby.
On this side, I just have your very basic model. We're gonna hit the bean button right here.
Yeah, boil those friggin' toxic lectin-filled balls of brain busting and gut busting and organ stabbing lectins. Yeah, let's do it. Let's shut our organs down, people, and let's just prep these beans. That will never get. Oh my gosh, you cannot cut corners with pinto beans. I would never do this.
And
if somebody told me my thing is about to go to breakfast now, it says my thing meaning my computer's about to switch to the breakfast part. So. Yeah, I would not eat this, okay? Don't eat that. She probably might have, and oh my gosh, I better check her channel to be sure she's still alive, because I would not, yikes. I'll never get over the Yeah, I'll never get over that.
Walk away. Breakfast for the week is our 1 loaf of bread with peanut butter. Honestly, I try to pick things that I would eat normally.
Do you have any butter to go with that? Because I find like peanut butter on its own is very hard on the stomach if you're gonna eat this. Okay, this is advice for poor people. I'm not gonna, be as hard on poor people because it's harder to be carnivore when you're poor. It is a little harder, especially when you're dirt poor, like living in a tent poor, or like you're like in a situation where your parents are not, they're spending all of their money on their own things, and they want to, and and then you're trying to make your own way through life, but you're only getting so much. Okay, but anyway, here we go. So for poor people, if you're gonna make a peanut butter sandwich, I might recommend adding a little butter, because peanut butter on its own is very, very hard on the stomach, and it might make you feel a bit sick. So I hope you can at least maybe even get a half pound of butter if your butter comes like that. I don't know. Otherwise, if you get those little boxes of butter, find one that's, cheaper. And make sure it's not been opened. Make sure there's no open packages. And make sure that the store or wherever you're getting it from does not have mice running around, because that could be why Dollar Tree has stuff open over there.
And this is one of them. I love toast with peanut butter on top of it. And just for a little bit of fun, I thought we would add some apples. You could also do bananas. I personally am allergic to bananas, so I skipped that. So you could have the apples on the side.
I think I only heard of that once. Allergic to bananas. Interesting.
Could slice them up and put them on top of the toast. Kind of doesn't matter, but how many slices can we have every day? So let's count here. There are 21 slices of bread here, which means we can have 3 pieces of toast every single morning. So let me put most of
the loaves we get don't have that many. At least that I can remember. 21 slices? Our loaves are small. They probably only have what, like 10, 12 slices?
this back in the bag. And
Maybe. I might be wrong on that.
let's cook up today's breakfast.
I like this breakfast because it is something that I would definitely eat today. Do you guys like peanut butter as much as I do? Oh my gosh, sometimes I go a little bit without eating it, and then I smell that jar, and then I remember what heaven smells like. This is something
Honey, it's the sugars. I'm directing this to her, okay? You, Miss Frugal Fit over here with your little singing machinery, no, you don't need this. You don't need peanut butter, all right? That sounds like it triggers you. What you need to do is go carnivore, honey bun. You got the money for it.
would eat absolutely
Eat eggs. In fact, she never talked about eggs. Yeah, you'd be better off going carnivore, Miss Frugal Fit over here with your jingly machinery.
today. It's definitely something I ate when I was in college a lot. I'm obsessed with peanut butter. I love bread. I probably forgot to mention the best part about this breakfast is that it is easy and fast. Delicious, easy, and fast. Can you get much better than that? Cheers.
So I already have my beans going for my basically one pot dish that I'm gonna divvy out for the entire week. I'm gonna freeze half and pull it out later, and the other half I'll just divvy out into meal prep containers. So I'm starting in a pretty large skillet. I'm gonna start off with some cooking fat in here just to get...
Okay. Here's a question though. Is this assuming that the poor family that you're coaching here has any of this stuff? Things just don't make sense here, like literally and metaphorically. They don't. I mean, I say literally in that I also mean sense, C-E-N-T-S, but I also mean like it's Anyway, I tried to make a joke. Didn't work, all right?
Get it going, you can use literally anything. I have bacon fat that I store in my fridge just from whenever you cook bacon. You just keep it. Don't throw it away.
Wow. Honey, maybe you should start eating more bacon. More. With eggs, butter, and cheese, and Miss Frugal Fit over here.
For the love of all that's holy, don't throw it away. I don't know, a couple tablespoons. You could use oil, butter, shortening, whatever.
No, don't use shortening or oil because you want to survive, right? You won't have any money for the medical expenses that are going to come from eating a bunch of shortening, okay?
Literally doesn't matter. And I have my jalapenos and my onion that I picked up. So that's gonna go in here and get started.
I don't really remember her buying those.
And because this pan is so large,
She probably picked them, but since I didn't actually see it.
I will shove all of these over to the edge on half the pan. Oh my gosh, bacon fat smells amazing. And on the other half of the pan, I'm gonna put my meatballs that I picked up on clearance. So these are spicy Italian.
Oof. No. No. My nose, I feel my nose trying to run. I feel my stomach burning up from thinking about all of that spice. Oh my gosh, no.
We're gonna try and mask the Italian flavor with taco seasoning flavor.
What? Italian spice will kill anything else. Sorry, that's not gonna work.
Instead, but I like the spice component. And these are pork meatballs.
Wait, let me go back. My brain is like,
Flavor instead, but I like the Italian flavor with taco seasoning flavor instead, but I like the spice component. And
did you lick it off before you put it in there, or are you gonna lick it off after? Just get plain meatballs then.
And these are pork meatballs. And just because they've been formed into this shape doesn't mean I have to keep them in this shape. I can get out my handy dandy meat masher. Got mine at Dollar Tree.
That thing could probably snap in less than 2 seconds. Because now, our Dollarama stuff is usually fairly good quality. There are a few things that, but there are other things that are pretty decent. But I can guarantee you, I don't trust that Dollar Tree with my life. I wouldn't.
And just start squishing these up so they create ground pork, like spicy ground pork. So we'll cook all these together until everything is cooked through and the veggies are translucent.
Truth time, using the hot and spicy taco seasoning mix with the spicy sausage plus the jalapenos really created, what am I gonna call it? A depth of flavor in spicy.
I feel like there's more you want to say. And it also made my stomach a little not happy.
It's very, very hot. If you like spice, it's fine. If your spice tolerance is milk, maybe not so much. If you cook beans really, really well and they're soft and creamy and salty, they are delicious. I ended up adding a little bit extra water to this, but I am so happy with the way these beans and meat and vegetables turned out. They were delicious. My family is from the South and we ate beans a lot like this, honestly, served over rice, so it feels very familiar to me.
And
Ugh. I still cannot understand why you'd have beans and rice. Ugh.
cook up your rice your favorite method. I'm hoping this full 2 pounds fits here in my Instant Pot. It's my favorite way to make rice, but you could use a rice cooker, pot on the stove, bake it, whatever. And then don't forget to rinse.
How much of that are you gonna eat a week? That would mean, okay, let's see. Roughly 4 ounces. I don't know. Is that a whole heck of a lot? Maybe not, I guess, but
I'll see you when it's done. So one of the ways that you can put together this meal that is for lunches and dinners for the week is you can make the whole batch, kind of like I'm doing. I did end up adding a whole bunch more rice because I had a whole bunch more rice. And then you can freeze individual portions. That's what I did. I meal prepped these little containers and then froze half of them for half the week. That way, it's not just sitting in the fridge for 7 days. It's only sitting in the fridge for like 3 days, and then I can pull them out of the freezer as we go. Yes, it's not a lot of variety. Yes, the flavors might get a little bit old, but in an emergency situation, you can definitely have food to eat. Also, in an emergency situation, please reach out to your local communities. There are programs to help you out, so no.
Except if people in your area are seen taking advantage of them, like in a bad way. I'm not saying like people shouldn't be taking advantage of them, absolutely. But like, I mean people who don't deserve them. Yeah? So, yeah, don't go if there are people that are taking advantage that shouldn't be, okay? That don't deserve to take it. They don't deserve that stuff. They're better than that. They make money enough to, you know, use it. To buy food, I mean. They don't need to use it. They don't need to use it. They make enough money. They don't need it. Okay? All this bull crap. Like, excuse me. But yeah, guys. So, Miss Frugal Fit over here with her ding-dong machines. And you know what I mean. There was a little one of her machines did that. And yeah, she has no need to be frugal. I don't know. Is she always just putting herself in this situation, or is she actually feeling like she needs to do this herself? You have 666k subs. You don't have any reason to do this. Especially if your channel is focused on being frugal. Clearly, you feel some weird need to do this. Why would you do it? Why? Why would you do it? Okay? Just anyway. That's it for this. I will see you in the next one, and hopefully I can find new videos up on the channel. And if you'd like me to react to more, okay, let's do it. Yeah. Later, guys.